We're going to begin to make a shift um, as uh, as a group. I'm just going to share my screen here for a second. In the beginning, John had shared with us on the website a couple of definitions of a studio. One is the workplace of artists, and the other is a place for learning the arts. And our first 6 weeks of this gathering together has really been about the learning part of the artistry of all of these aspects that we were exploring and all the things we've learned from each other and from different organizations and all of that. So it's been that the studio in this first 6 weeks has been about the learning place, the place where we're coming together to learn, to hear, to see, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be shifting in the next 2 weeks into the workplace of artists. And so this is the place, and the first part of that is about how do you incorporate this into yourself? How do you take what you've been learning and find that place inside of yourself? And then we're going to begin to explore the making process. The idea of making images, sculptures. Sania has been doing that throughout our time together with her sister. So we're going to begin to explore that. And we're going to begin to explore when we bring that to each other in our design groups, in our organizational groups. What does that say about who we are, that we might be able to imagine what might be next that we can build upon, given these are the things that have shifted inside of us and that we are trying to embody and bring forward in our creative ways. So how might those be things that we actually can imagine together, what our organizations might be, because we've had these shifts inside of ourselves and we're beginning to put some shape and focus on those kinds of things. So we're shifting from the learning place of hearing from so many other people, and we're shifting into the internal artist space of finding out what's inside of us and what do we want to bring out, and how will that shift our work as organizations as a result of that. So I'm going to pass it over to Beth, who is going to um, share some thoughts about preparing for our next week.
Yes, so as Dave has indicated, we are shifting as a collective. Now we've had these remarkable 6 encounters together on so many different levels. And now we have 2 sessions left and 2 weeks ahead of us to really begin to crystallize what is shifting for us. And we are going to, the rhythm of our time together will be very different in these next 2 sessions. And next week, we will be having a little bit of time to think about what is shifting inside of each of us. So as Dave just said, we have been in this learning space where each one of us is having insight and we are noticing the shifts inside of ourselves. And then also we are learning from and with organizations who are redefining and restructuring and reimagining themselves to also shift to make it more possible that the impulse that we have about doing our best work and the possibilities that we've been listening to are resonating inside of us. And we want to do something now, right? We want to take the next step. So we will be, next week, we'll be working on a sculpture exercise. And I'll say more about it next week. And this is based on an understanding that sometimes what's shifting inside of ourselves is not, it's not in our minds yet, it's in our bodies, it's in our intuition, it's in our feeling state. Yeah, it's at a subtle level. And so the sculpting process can actually help the subtle nature of what's shifting inside of us become more apparent. And if that doesn't make any sense at all, it's okay. Just do this between now and next week and trust that it's going to make some sense. So we are going to make a physical model of our changing shifts inside of ourselves. And so please take some time between now and next week to collect 8 to 10 objects to use to make your model. Do not think about it too much. Just pick up what calls to you. Okay, these can be office supplies, your kids' Legos, Play-Doh, dinosaurs, stuff from your recycling bin. That's what's in the picture to the right. Go through your glove compartment, your odds and ends drawer. Don't think about it too much. Have your selections on hand next week. Your selections might also include some of, this is just, by the way, a collection of things from recycling bin. They might include some of the drawings that you've already made and brought in. Maybe that's a backdrop to your sculpture. So if so, print these things out. And yeah, maybe that's enough for now. So go forth, be aware and alert to 8 to 10 images that are calling you to pick them up and bring them to your desk next week. And we'll pick up here where we left off today. And I'll turn it over to Jack for saying goodbye for now.
All right, people, we've had another great day. The phase down of episode 6 and getting ready for episode 7 with a mess of trash. What are we doing now? Anyway, we've got to say goodbye to each other. See you in a week. Be sure to gather up 8 to 10 wonderful extraneous objects for your journey into your future. So everybody come on, say goodbye, wave to one another, and we'll see you in a week. Have a good week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everyone.
Thank you. Awesome.